Tonight. I'm also the financial director here and the man of many hats. The reason I wear a hat when I'm up on stage is because if I take it off, they're going to blind you with my chrome. So that's why we wear the hat. Just to let you know, we're an all-volunteer staff here every Friday night. We've been here for 51 years. And we're hanging in there with the COVID. Tonight, we've got Joel in the striped sweater kneeling over there. We've got Jennifer working the counter, and Tim's our cameraman slash man of many hats. Like I say, tonight we have Joe Jencks on the coffee house, performing on the coffee house, and he's been here many times, but he's here again. Tonight he brought, and I'm probably going to slaughter her name. He brought a friend, and her name is Sue Sen. Close enough?
Sue Sen.
Okay. And she's going to give him a hand from time to time? Okay. So we know that Joe is an international touring musician, award-winning songwriter, and celebrated vocalist. He's got several #1 folk songs that he's written. There's a flyer on the table, which hopefully you've seen, and that will give you a little more insight into Joe. And, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, are you set?
Ready, set.
Go!
Is there a starting pistol? Should I duck?
Joel, you want to just mute this one there?
Here, I'll hand that back.
Well, I'm just going to drop it down here.
Well, she'll need it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm stepping back there.
Well, thank you so much to all of you who are here in the room with us, and thank you to those of you joining us, by camera. You're getting my good side, those of you who are seeing this from the internet. Congratulations. Thanks, Joel, for putting the camera in the right place. He's a guitar player, too, so he knows that you always want to film a guitar player from that side. That's just how it is, unless they're a left-handed player, and I guess if you play here, sorry. I have to put up another camera over here. But this is amazing. 51 years. Most Friday nights of the year, there is music going on in this room, and there has been for 51 years, an all-volunteer run organization. Please give it up for Two-Way Street Coffee House. I'm really excited after, dozens upon dozens of appearances in my own basement in the last 2 years. It's delightful to be here with both, you out there. Don't feel dissed. Glad you're here, too. But it's really nice to have this shared experience of music in the room, and those of you who can watch in. So thanks for being with us tonight. I'm going to start off with some songs on my own, and then I'm going to invite my guest, Sue Sen Wu, to come play some songs as well. So this one, written by Greg Artsner and Terry Leonino, Magpie, one of my favorite songs for the season, but it's the words of Ella Baker, the famous civil rights organizer in many people's minds. Less known, but probably more consequential in grassroots organizing than even Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. She was really something. And look her up online if you have a chance. But she said this one sentence, "Give light and people will find the way." And Greg picked that up and wrote this beautiful song with it. Gain up just a little bit here, brother. I'm like just across the board. The people are eating the sound, so I'm really hearing almost nothing here. Testing 1, 2. You can probably bring the DI on number 5 back down just a pinch. Give me just a hair more on the vocal mic here. Testing 1, 2, 3. Channel 1. All right. Thank you. And people will find a way. Give light light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Teach peace, and people will find a way. Teach peace, and people will find a way. Teach peace, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Stand together, and people will find a way. Stand together, and people will find a way. Stand together, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Give love, and people will find a way. Give love, and people will find a way. Give love, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. Give light, and people will find a way. People will find a way, I do believe. People will find a way, I do believe. People will find a way, I do believe. This is a song I wrote a few years ago for the Unitarian minister in Hinsdale when she was here. She approached me and asked if I had awareness of any true solstice songs, and if I might consider researching solstice songs. And I said it would be faster to write one if that's okay with you. And she said, okay, sure, that'd be great. So I wrote a solstice song, but it tied into a lot of things that were going on in my own heart and head at the time. As we always do, songs are always drawing from many different wells simultaneously and mixing all that water together into something interesting. So this is a solstice song, but those of you poets, it's perhaps about moving through the dark night of the soul as well. Standing in the dark, we light a candle as we hold on to the hope that things will change, that love will lead the way back into the light. The heart of winter is upon us. Chill wind touches every bone. Frost grows on the glass as daylight gives into the night. And somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears on the longest night of the year. And there are days that we remember when the sun shone brightly in the sky, when all the world was new and storm clouds passed us by. But summer turns into the winter autumn's colors as they fall, as we dare to remember the sound of the songbirds' call. And somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our tears. Yes, somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our tears. On the longest night of the year, the promise of spring still lives within us, even when it seems so far away. So we hold hands and walk together, not knowing where the path will lead, as we dare to hold out hope in our time of need. And somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears. Yes, somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our tears. On the longest night, somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our fears. Yes, somewhere in the shadows we find faith that is bold enough to chase away our tears. On the longest night, on the longest night, on the longest night of the year. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. I've been playing Two-Way Street Coffee House since, I believe, the spring of 2002, almost 20 years now. I think it was when Dave Humphreys first booked me in here. And he didn't really know me from anybody, except he'd heard me at a Folk Alliance conference. And he said, we run this cool little coffee house in Downers Grove. You should come by when you're on tour. And I, of course, didn't know at the time that I would eventually move to the Chicago area. For the sake of my own sanity, I hope that, that doesn't mean every place I was invited to earlier in my career that I have to move to eventually. But, it really has been a blessing to have this connection with this venue. I've been playing at this venue longer than any other venue in the Chicago region. So thank you all for continuing to support Two-Way Street. I have a new love in my life, and it may not be exactly what you think. My friends Jeremy and Melody had a cool card that I kind of fell in love with, and he was willing to let it go at a price that was a fraction of what he had into it. And I was like, why are you doing this? And he said, 1, consider it my contribution to the arts. May it be inspiring. 2, I want visiting privileges. I said, all right, that's great. And he said, 3, it's a garage car. You got to promise me you're going to take care of it. It doesn't go outside in bad weather. It doesn't do that. It will fall apart. I said, okay, I got a garage. I'm down with this. I'm willing to take on the responsibility of being the custodian of this car. And it's a 1978 Fiat 124 Sport. It's a very cool car. built in a union shop, a union automobile factory in Turin, Italy in 1978. Major portions of it hand assembled. It's, you know, I mean, it's an amazing car. It does 0 to 60 if you're lucky. But it's a sweet car, and I've had so much fun. So that car moved from Oak Park out to DeKalb this summer, and I think I have put more miles on it in like the first 3 or 4 months that I had it than Jeremy put on it in 10 years. But we go out cruising in the cornfields, and I had a friend kind of having a hard time, and I said, "Let me take you for a ride in the car. Like, I think you just need to go for a ride through the cornfields, watch the sunset." And about 20 minutes in, he could just feel his blood pressure drop. And he turned to me and he said, "You know what this is?" I said, "What, man?" He said, "It's a meditation machine." It is indeed. Ready? $124 sitting under the hood, dual overhead cams, the power is good. Tan leather seats and a pulled-down roof. Working class Ferrari, no need to be aloof. Pull out the choke and honey, turn the key on the dark forest green meditation machine. Woo! Got a few knocks, she's got a few dings, got a few rattles, but the engine still sings. Loves to drive when the timing is right, wind in your hair and everything is alright. A little bit of love and some gasoline in the dark forest green meditation machine. Take it to the highway, take it to the road, let your cares go, honey, lighten your load. Chasing the sunset with the canvas down. Had a bad day, this'll turn it around. Rear-wheel drive, 1800 cc's. Horn sounds like the bugle boy from Company B. Time slows down when you're feeling free, singing glory, hallelujah, and glory be. Nothing can cure a case of ennui like a dark forest green meditation machine. Ooh, 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 well, you can take up yoga if it helps you along. Buddhist meditation with chanting and song. Tai Chi, Shiatsu, acupuncture, Qigong. If it works for you, who's to say that it's wrong? But nothing can halt progression toward the mean like the dark forest green meditation machine. Take it to the highway, take it to the road, let your cares go, honey, lighten your load. Chasing the sunset with the canvas down. Had a bad day, this'll turn it around. Fiat looks and baby fait accompli, driving this car decor esprit. Going together, going alone, turn the radio off and power down your phone. A magical ride, nothing here is routine, in the dark forest green meditation machine. Cruising like a star from the silver screen, in the dark forest green meditation machine. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Not really. I am wearing a festive Hawaiian shirt, not as a specific fashion statement, but because it's very warm in here this evening, and this was the lightest weight shirt that I brought with me. But this happens to have octopi all over it. So if anybody's wondering if this was some sort of artistic statement, perhaps by accident, but not on purpose. It's just what I got. Yeah. It has looked good already. Indeed. Indeed. I had fun with that song. It like the car worked immediately and inspired artwork. That was a cool thing. I didn't expect it to be like, here, take the pill and feel better. And, you know, all things considered, it was a pretty reasonable midlife crisis, I thought. You know. Cheaper than a flight to Europe. Well, right now, anyways, for sure. I have a friend who is teaching in Shanghai, and she is stuck there right now because she could come home if she had 12 grand to spend on a plane ticket, which she doesn't, being a teacher. So she is not home for the holidays, and she's sad about that. But Mickey, if you watch this, Merry Christmas, thinking about you. And yeah. So this song I wrote, it's kind of become a bit of a theme song for me, and many people ask for it. But it's a song I wrote on the morning that Pete Seeger passed away. I woke up that morning, and my friend Reggie Harris had left a message for me to call him, and I called him, and he just wanted to tell me in person. He didn't want me to hear it from an email or a press release somewhere. And we talked for a while about Pete and our relationships with Pete. Today is Reggie's birthday, by the way. Happy birthday, Reggie Harris. And, yeah, we talked a little bit, and then I went online and I reread Pete's testimony from 1955 before the House Un-American Activities Committee. And this song just kind of leapt out of those pages. Gentle, noble, dignified defiance. You've asked me here to tell you about my neighbors and my friends, to talk about the who and what, the where and how and when. But I won't give you anything you don't already know. But if you'd like, I'll sing that list of songs before I go. Let me sing you a song about the people that I love, the poets and philosophers, the workers and the wanderers, the ones who walk the picket lines, who dare to stand and fight, and the ones who hold their babies close and rock them through the night. Well, you say it's un-American to do the things I do. Well, I sing for justice, liberty, and civil rights, it's true. Well, I say it's un-American to ask me how I vote, how I pray, or what I believe, but here's a song I wrote. Let me sing you a song about the people that I love, the poets and philosophers, the workers and the wanderers, the ones who walk the picket lines, who dare to stand and fight, and the ones who hold their babies close and rock them through the night. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Well, if you want to send me to prison, I guess that's the way it'll be. 'Cause I won't give you fodder for your paranoid machine. If the price of my silence is shackles, well then feathers take me away. For but I will live to sing again and rise with a brand new day. Let me sing you a song about the people that I love, the poets and philosophers, the workers and the wanderers, the ones who walk the picket lines, who dare to stand and fight, and the ones who hold their babies close and rock them through the night. Yes, the ones who hold their babies close and rock them through the night. Thank you. This next song is one that I wrote while I was on tour in Ireland. Many of you know that I'm a dual U.S.-Irish citizen. And starting in 2007, I decided that I wanted that to mean more than sort of a bit of archaic family history, that I really wanted to have a contemporary relationship with the other country that I was a citizen of. And whereas I really did identify as being very Irish in my life here in the States before I first visited Ireland, a man named Tom Pigott got me over there. He founded Enchanted Way Tours, which became Innisfree Tours, and I lead tours over there through Innisfree in normal years. But Tom met me at a Focal Lines conference, and he found out that I had an Irish passport, but in fact had never been to Ireland, and he took it as a personal offense. And he said, Joseph, you set foot on Irish soil before the year is through, I swear it on my life. And he would, true to form, he helped me put together my very first tour in Ireland, and it was a delight, and we had a lot of fun together. And I realized once I got over there that I'm very much an American. You know, like, no matter how Irish I think I am here, when I got over there, everybody's, you know. But what was interesting is I met a fella at pub at a session, tallest Irishman I'd ever met. He was probably 6'8", 6'9", had hands that were almost half again bigger than mine, and he brought an electric piano to a session and was playing it beautifully in that style that I associate with some of the Cape Breton music, like the Rankin family. But he was playing tunes on the piano that were just, he was phenomenal, very facile with his hands. And then he stood up and shook my hand, and my hand just kind of disappeared in his, you know. And he said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Well, from the Chicago area." He said, "No, where are your people from here?" Like, he just kind of read it in my face. And I said, "Kildare." He said, "What's your surname here?" I said, "Kilbride." And he says, "McGillibreed, servants of the goddess." And it's a very ancient name in the Irish language. And he gave it back to me, not in the anglicized version, but in the Irish version. And we struck up a conversation for like 45 minutes. But it was, I just meet the friendliest people over there. And so it's been nice building that dialogue, but it's also come out in the music. So this is one that I wrote while I was over there. It's called The Coming of the Years. And even though my people are historically from Kildare, going back hundreds of years in County Kildare, like 1600s, there's records going that far back. But I've kind of fallen in love with the mountains in County Kerry, and I don't mean to be a traitor to my people, but you know, there is something really remarkable about the mountains there. And every time I meet Luca Bloom over there, I've been privileged to get to know him a little bit, and he says, "It's the Kildareman." And so that's all right. He's living in County Clare, so you know, he can't really talk anymore either, you know. But anyways, it's called The Coming of the Years. And I have to say, this song has taken on a whole new meaning for me during the pandemic. So. When I first came here to wander these mountains, my heart was tattered and torn. Ever the rover and all the world over, no land ever felt like a home. But here in the crags and the bogs and the valleys, I found some measure of ease, where the song of the wind is as sweet to behold as the beautiful rose of Tralee. And it's high up and over the mountains of Kerry that I love so dear. I don't know when I will see you again in the coming of the years. I have been blessed to live a good life. I can count my friends by the score. And I have shared meals and moments of kindness. God willing, I'll know many more. But when the burden I've chosen to shoulder is more than I can stand, I find that my thoughts wander back up to Kerry, that rugged and beautiful land. And it's high up and over the mountains of Kerry that I love so dear. I don't know when I will see you again in the coming of the years. When I have traveled all of my journeys and sung all of my songs, when I have given the best that I have and righted most of my wrongs, then take me back to the place that I love. Let me gaze out over the sea. Take me back to the mountains of Kerry and let my spirit run free. And it's high up and over the mountains of Kerry that I love so dear. I don't know when I will see you again in the coming of the years. And it's high up and over the mountains of Kerry that I love so dear. I don't know when I will see you again in the coming of the years. I don't know when I will see you again in the coming of the years. I don't know when, but I'll see you again in the coming of the years. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite to the stage my guest this evening, Tzu-Tsen Wu, an amazing Taiwanese musician who has been studying here in the States, working on some degrees over here. And I met her out in DeKalb when she was working on a master's degree at Northern Illinois University. And she'll tell you more about that. But please give a round of applause for Tzu-Tsen.
Thank you, Joe. Hello. Thank you, Joe. So, yeah, I'm Tzu-Tsen. I study at Northern Illinois University, the World Music Program. So, you see, I have a Chinese instrument here. It's called Ran. And I play this lovely instrument for like more than 10 years. And I play different kind of style on this instrument, including, of course, several different kind of the genres of Taiwanese music, and also contemporary popular music. And I just graduated in this May and become a Chicago-based musician. And I'm working with a Chicago Immigrant Orchestra too. And Chicago Immigrant Orchestra is an orchestra with collective musicians from all over the world. So we have some Indian musicians, Mongolian musicians, of course, jazz musicians, and musicians from Middle East too, and South Africa, North America, and South America. So if you're interested in what I'm doing, you could follow that group. And I'm on every kind of social media too, like Instagram, Facebook. You can find me out over there. Okay.
Thank you. We're going to do a bit of a montage of things, starting with a song about tea picking. Well, if you have a minute, John, I sure feel like hell. The union vote is coming up and things aren't looking well. You know I'd like to stand up for the things that I believe, but it seems that my life's not as simple as it used to be. I was born in Tulsa back in 1951. They say that I could drive a spike before I learned to run. In a land of dust and corn, the rails spoke a steel truth. Men that kept them working were the heroes of my youth, for they sang, come little, little, I do, I day, working for the railway. Come little, little, I do, I day, working for the railway. When I was a young man and I thought to run away, a freight train, it came through our town and I got on one day. Rode it down to Gallup and then back to Santa Fe. Everywhere I listened I could hear the railway workers singing, come little, little, I do, I day, working for the railway. Come little, little, I do, I day, working for the railway. In 1969 I met a soul to match my life, but her father said that I must have a job to take a wife. So I looked around at all the work that I might do, found that it was time for me to sing the only song I knew. Hey, come little, little, I do, my day, working for the railway. Come little, little, I do, my day, working for the railway. Now we have 5 children and they bring me joy each day. But the bills keep getting higher and I've nothing left to pay. The union says that we must strike and stand up, don't you see? But I've just got too damn many people who depend on me. Hey, come little, little, I do, I day, working for the railway. Come little, little, I do, I day, working for the railway. At the heart of every worker is the welfare of his kin. And to walk away from pay that's good, it seems, is such a sin. But the Bosses, they don't understand how hard I work each night. But I've got mouths to feed, and so I do my part till daylight, singing, come diddle diddle, I do my day, working for the railway. Come diddle diddle, I do my day, working for the railway. Come diddle diddle, I do my day, working for the railway. Come diddle diddle, I do my day, working for the railway. I used to admire most a melody and all it could do with love and words. I used to admire most a poet who with the pen untangled this world into verse. I used to admire all that I thought profound. I plagiarized the prophets and the saints. Oh, but now that I'm older, oh, it's mercy that I admire most. Oh, it's mercy that I admire most. Well, I waited out my low youth for a father spectacle, the line snaking round coliseums. Well, I marched in the drench under fame's sophist clenched, and I paid hard-earned money just to see 'em. Oh, but now that I'm older, oh, it's mercy that I admire most. Oh, it's mercy that I admire most. I admire the pure of heart that will one thing. I admire the steady in their routine. I admire decision and the mind that endures it, and those who speak though they be shamed. I admire the reckless voices for the voiceless, and the man standing in the path of tanks. Oh, but Now that I'm older, oh, it's mercy that I admire most. Oh, it's mercy that I admire most. Oh, it's mercy. So when we first sat down to jam together and just make music, and we've only had 2 rehearsals, but we just had some chemistry. The ruan, the instrument that Suzanne is playing, is tuned identically to the bouzouki. It's the same notes. So we've got G, D, G, D. And she played one chord, and I turned around and handed her my acoustic bouzouki. She said, "I don't know how to play that." I said, "I think you do." And I picked up her instrument, and I immediately coveted one. I want to buy one, and she wants one of these. So we're both going to have to earn some money to make that happen. But for now, we get to enjoy the fact that these tonalities, literally from halfway across the world, from Greece and from Taiwan, just blend perfectly together. It's a total joy. So we're going to do one more song, and then we'll take a break. And those of you that are online, don't go anywhere. We will be back with a whole second set. But before we do, thanks especially to Jennifer and Joel and all the volunteers here at Two-Way Street making this happen. And thank you for coming out to support the coffee house tonight. I will note that they are very gracious here as an all-volunteer organization, and 90% of your donations and ticket price go to the musicians, and we are grateful for that. So, yeah, that's an awesome thing for us. So we're going to do a song now called All I Want Is a Garden. And I had an email request for this song tonight. Thank you for that. And get it in the right key. My father was a soldier, he went off to the war. Whatever childhood dreams he had, they were gone forevermore. The solace and the meaning that he found within his life were his faith, his home, his family, and his one true love and wife. All I want is a garden to make the flowers grow. All I want is you beside me in the gentle evening glow. All I want is a peaceful place where I can lay my head when the weary night embraces to lay beside you in our bed. Now I'm a road musician, and I wouldn't trade a day I've spent running down my dreams and making friends along the way. Now and then I get to thinking Daddy had it right. He'd just give everything you have to love and hold on to the light. All I want is a garden to make the flowers grow. All I want is you beside me in the gentle evening glow. All I want is a peaceful place where I can lay my head, and when the weary night embraces to lay beside you in our bed. carry me away. For I've spent my whole life traveling, and it's here I wanna stay. Open up the earth and lay my body down below, and sing a song of heaven, a song to send me home. All I want is a garden to make the flowers grow. All I want is you beside me in the gentle evening glow. All I want is a peaceful place where I can lay my head, and when the weary night embraces, to lay beside you in our bed. All I want is a garden to make the flowers grow. All I want is you beside me in the gentle evening glow. All I want is a peaceful place where I can lay my head, and when the weary night embraces, to lay beside you in our bed. All I want is a garden. Thank you. Those of you that are online, if you want to go check out joejencks.com during the break, that's joejencks.com. You can learn more about what I'm up to and check out some essays I've written recently about travels and things going on in the world. And I want to give a special shout out tonight to a dear friend of the folk community from Texas. Bill Nash is in the house tonight. So glad to have him here with us this evening.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break, and I guess I'm just going to talk about it. Yeah, you can refill your coffee cups. Joe bought a bunch of merch. We prefer not to take that back to them. Okay, we're gonna get started again. Hello up there in video land, and we're gonna get started with our second set. So happy to see so many faces here in the coffee house and on the virtual side too. Just an announcement, next Tuesday, December 14th, is the BYOS from 7 to 9. And you wonder, what is a BYOS? It's to bring your own song. So it's a chance for you to perform for other musicians. You can do a brand new, your own, or one that you just want to cover. But anyway, so that's from 7 to 9 next Tuesday. And then Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, we are not here. We are taking the holidays and letting everybody do their thing. But this is huge. The first Friday that we're open again, which will be the 7th of January, we have an open mic right here in the coffee house. So if you think you can sing, if you think you want to do something with a mic in front of you, that's where you want to be. It'll be I think it's an 8 o'clock or 7:30 start. 8 o'clock, oh good. And you might get to hear me.
Are you writing a new song?
Well, I've got a couple that are probably not ready yet, but I'm going to do a trilogy of dog songs, and these are all covers. So, Joe, if you're ready to go, next week we have Rupert Waits. Okay, you can see his flyer is right here, and if you want to know, turn the page. Here's the beginning of next year. So we got Joe tonight, Rupert, 2 off nights, the open mic, and then towards the bottom here you've got, what do you got, 3 more people there. We are pretty well booked to June, and so if you're on a Friday night, just come on down. You don't even need to know who's here because it's always going to be good. Promise. All right, Joe, you ready?
Sure.
All righty.
Dog songs, huh?
Dog song.
My buddy Freebo has a song about dogs. It's called She Loves the Dog More Than Me. She loves the dog more than me. I love the dog. She loves the dog, but she loves the dog more than me. Thank you very much. It's a piece called Existential Contemplation. What those of you out in video land can't see is that there's a beautiful candle in the center of every table in this coffee house. And I can see all those flames just glowing there in the darkness. There's a flame in the darkness, burning deep within our hearts, in the love that grows between us. This is where the journey starts. There is hope in the stillness. There is solace in our friends and in the love that grows between us. This is where the isolation ends. Come full circle in a moment. Hold no shame in what you feel. This old world will keep on turning, and our broken hearts will heal. When the rain falls around you like your solitary tear, in the love that flows between us, know that thunder holds no fear. In the struggle you hold sacred, when the arrows pierce you through, in the love that flows between us, may your courage be renewed. There is music in each silence. There is promise in each day, and in the love that holds between us, may we always find our way. Come full circle in a moment. Hold no shame in what you feel. This old world will keep on turning, and our broken hearts will heal. There's a flame in the darkness, burning deep within our hearts, in the love that grows between us. This is where the journey starts. There is hope in the stillness. There is solace in our friends and in the love that holds between us. The sacred journey never ends. Yes, in the love that holds between us, sacred journey. Thank you. I wrote a brand new song a couple of weeks ago. I went out and did 5 concerts, Michigan at the Ark, was for the Princeton Folklore Society in New Jersey. I was up to Leverett, Massachusetts, had one in New York and one in Pennsylvania, which was like, 5 concerts, 5 states, like 8 days. Like it was, it was kind of a whirlwind with Thanksgiving in the middle. But it was great to just reconnect with people in other places that I've been missing. I've been missing you. I've been missing seeing people. And, Bill and I have seen each other probably 24 times during the pandemic, but he's kind of been like Flat Stanley for me, He's just kind of been, Yeah, it's been great, but I wrote this song in the car in my head, and then I got up to Massachusetts where I had that concert, and I said, I'm going to play this song. You and I are going to hear it both for the first time, because it's just been in my head until now. And I think they didn't quite believe me, but I've now had a chance to play it a few more times, but not a lot, so it's still pretty fresh. The paint is still wet, but it's a song about It's a song about friendship. It's a song about the friendships that we make in this world of folk music. You know, it's easy to just think of these relationships as transactional. You know, you pay a ticket price, I show up, do a job, go home. But it's more than that. And there are some of us that have now known each other for, we're counting decades. And these are real relationships. And if that wasn't apparent before, I think all of us saw that when the pandemic hit, we kind of had this safety net that we all leaned into, which was each other. And so the song is just called We Were There. One more thing. This will all make more sense in a minute. Or maybe it won't. I keep telling myself that. I've been telling myself that for 22 months. This will all make sense soon. Across the years, across the miles, through the victories and the trials, you were there. You were there. In the time when I was broken, when my compass was not true, searching in the darkness, unsure what to do, you were there. You were there. Now I see you once again, my fair and foul weather friend. And I remember all that we share. You were there. You were there. So we talk and tell our stories, tales of losses and of glories. We were there. We were there. Season after season, like a warm and gentle breeze, we renew each other's vision of the world as it can be. We were there. We were there. Now I see you once again, my fair and foul weather friends. And I remember all that we share. We were there. We were there. Some years have been kind to us and others have been cruel. Sometimes the prankster and other times the fool. From different points of view, we hail from different places, but the beauty of true friendship is in the unexpected graces. Hands that reach across the distance, joined in music and persistence. We were there. We'll be there. Though we cherish time together, now our pathways are apart. with a kinship measured not by time or space, but by the heart. We were there, we'll be there, till I see you once again, my fair and foul weather friends. I will remember all that we share. We were there, we'll be there, till I see you once again, my fair and foul weather friends. I will remember all that we share. We'll be there, we'll be there. May we remember all that we share. We'll be there, we'll be there. May we remember all that we share. We'll be there, we'll be there. Thank you, and thank you, the eye in the sky. There was an article on the BBC World Service today about how quickly AI, artificial intelligence, will replace so many jobs. And I'm like, did none of you see Terminator? Like, like seriously, like, did none of you live through the 80s and saw that movie? Like, this is not a, maybe we ought to be like just drawing a line somewhere, you know. Tsutsen, thanks for coming back up to join me. I appreciate it. Now I got to retune again. Give me your G, please. Oh, I have a tuner for this one. This is a song that was written by my friend Holly Neer, and it has been my meditation, my mantra throughout the pandemic, and it still speaks to me. It's a song, I Am Willing. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. Would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family. There is sorrow in my town. There is panic in the nation. There is wailing the whole world round. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. What seems so strange, it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly. May the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. It seems so strange, it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Confusion, give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. What seems so strange, it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. I am open and I am willing to be hopeless. It seems so strange, it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change. Well, this is super fun playing with Suzanne. We're going to have to do more of this. Yes. This is great. This is, yeah, let me get this tune back up and then well, let's play another song first, then we'll do that. But this began with kind of a happy accident for us, which is, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship. I'll explain that later. Old black and white American movie. There are many ways by which people get here, to North America, to the United States. This musical dialogue began in a conversation about the Chinese and the Irish laborers that all came here to work on the railroads and in the mines. Part of the difference is that the Chinese laborers had specific immigration code written into U.S. law, the Chinese Exclusionary Act, preventing them from seeking citizenship after they literally helped build a nation. There are those that arrived as enslaved persons on ships with no luggage of any kind. There are those that came as guest workers as part of the Bracero program, only to be later vilified and called illegal and sent back home. Some of them had no home to go back to. And then, of course, there are the First Nations, the First Peoples, the Indigenous, the American Indian, by many names. Their lands were taken piece by piece, colony by colony, state by state. No song could cover the complexity of all of those stories in one place. But I want to acknowledge them as I also acknowledge my own family's history in this song.
From far away and distant lands, the timbers tossed with hopeful hearts and calloused hands reach toward the light, the torch held high, and cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor, and she welcomes them with open arms. She says, "Let my children here shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor." And so it was with my own kin. They sailed from Sweden and from France and Ireland. Their earthly cares packed in their bags, they cast their gaze upon the lady of the harbor, and she welcomes them with open arms. She says, "Let my children here shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor." Now we're locking down the borders and we're filling up the jails, and we say they don't belong. How conveniently do we forget that we've all come to sing the same sweet song. Will the dream survive the strain? Will huddled masses have a chance to learn its sweet refrain? will we fall into our fears and turn our backs against the lady of the harbor? And she welcomes them with open arms. She says, let my children hear. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Yes, she welcomes them with open arms. She says that my children hear. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Shine on, shine on, oh you lady of the harbor. Oh you lady of the harbor.
Oh, right. Nope. Need this still. Well, let's do something else first. Let's put this in it. Well, no, we should do this first. All right, we'll get this figured out. No, really, I'm a man who is very decisive. Really. When I get around to it. I've only ever played that sitting down. It was a little weird to hold on to it standing up with no strap, but yeah. So that was how it all began. We just like traded instruments the very first time we met and went, hey, that's fun. I have to get one of those.
I don't even know how to play standing up, so.
Well, you've got plenty of time to learn. And I'll keep working on that. So much fun. So much fun. So glad you're here to witness. This is our first concert ever together, but I do not think it will be the last. Oh, right. Not on this instrument, but I got to retune this anyway, so I may as well do that now and tell you a bad joke that a young person in my life told me. You know, because why not? Did you hear about the chameleon that couldn't change colors? He had a reptile dysfunction. A teen. Come back to that. Everybody's like, what's with all the tuning? It's just because I love you. Can I have your cheek again? Symphonies tune all the time because they also care. My oldest brother died in 2003, and I had gone through a lot of grief leading into that. My dad died when I was 19. My mom died when I was 24. Every year in between, I lost a lot of significant people, and I wrote a sentence. I was typing a letter to a friend recently, and I wrote a sentence that said that a lot of my willingness to take risks and go after music full time had to do with the fact that I had witnessed so many people that I loved planning for a retirement they never got to. And I just felt like I didn't want to bank on living long enough. I mean, now I hope I live to be 100, but you know, I didn't want to bank on living long enough to wait to do the things that I loved, to wait to do the things that I believed in and felt called to do. And I said, I think I spent about 10 years of my life not walking through the valley of the shadow of death, but walking in the shadow of the valley of death. And I just started writing a song called In the Shadow of the Valley, but it's not yet ready for public consumption. But I wanted to play a different song with you because so many of us have found ourselves in the last year and a half, 2 years, walking in the shadow and having to integrate so many losses, whether it's loss of people or loss of professional identity or personal identity. There have been so many losses in so many ways. And I think it's important that as we head into the holiday season that, some of us are trying, as we always do, trying to squeeze the most meaning out of the season that we can. But there's a temptation out of some sense of almost, I would say, desperation to squeeze the life out of the season rather than to get the meaning out of it. And this song is an invitation to find the right balance, to honor the solemnity that we all walk through right now in certain ways, and to honor the joy, the other side of that coin, the wonder. It's called It's All About Love.
Don't know how to keep on walking this line between my visions and the highway signs. I don't know how to keep on striking the spark to ignite the flames that will pierce the dark. But I'm already gone if I can't live while I'm here. Yes, I'm already gone if I can't love through the fear. It's awful hard to keep from being a wreck when I feel the breath of the reaper cool on my neck. It's hard to live inside the rhyme and the rhythm of the song, to respirate my gratitude and pretend that nothing is wrong. But I'm already gone if I can't live while I'm here. Yes, I'm already gone if I can't love through the fear. So I hang on tight and watch the slipping sands, try to hold the contradictions in the palm of my hand. For every grain that tumbles, there are more that remain. But the hand that closes to a fist loses all that it contains. Let it crack wide open, let this broken heart bleed. Let it soak through the soil and nourish the seed. Let the water from my eyes be a gift to the parched land, till all my sisters and brothers rejoice hand in hand. 'Cause I'm already gone if I can't live while I'm here. Yes, I'm already gone if I can't love through the fear. If I can't love through the fear, sisters and brothers, we must love through the fear. It's all about love. 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 It's all about, it's all about love. It's all about, it's all about love.
Thank you much, Sutsen. Thanks for playing with me. I'm going to do a few more songs here before we call it a night. And yeah. This is a song that I play every holiday season. It was written by a dear friend and colleague and mentor, John McCutcheon. And it's a song that he wrote about the Christmas truce, 1916, I believe. There's a wonderful film that Joseph Fiennes was in, Joyeux Noël, that tells the story as well. And
My name is Francis Tolliver. I come from Liverpool. 2 years ago, the war was waiting for me after school. To Belgium and to Flanders, Germany then here. I fought for king and country I love dear. Was Christmas in the trenches and the frost so bitter hung. The frozen fields of France were bare, no Christmas songs were sung. Our families back in England were toasting us that day. They're brave and glorious lads so far away. I was lying with my messmate on the cold and rocky ground, when across the lines of battle came a most peculiar sound. Says I, now listen up me boys, each soldier strained to hear, as one young German voice sang out so clear. He's singing bloody well, you know, my partner says to me. Soon one by one each German voice joined in harmony. The cannons rested silent and the gas cloud rolled no more, as Christmas brought us respite from the war. Soon after they were finished and a silent moment spent, God rest ye merry gentlemen, struck up some lads from Kent. The next they sang was Stille Nacht, 'tis silent night, says I. And in two tongues one song filled up that sky. There's someone coming towards us now, the front line sentry cried. All sights were fixed on one lone figure, trudging from their side. His truce flag like a Christmas star shone on that field so bright, as he bravely strode unarmed into the night. Soon one by one on either side we went to no man's land, with neither guns nor bayonets. We met there hand to hand. We shared some secret brandy and we wished each other well. And in a flare-lit soccer game we gave 'em hell. We traded chocolate, cigarettes, and photographs from home. The be sons and fathers far away from families of their own. Young Sanders played his squeeze box and they had a violin. This curious and unlikely band of men. Soon daylight stole upon us. France was France once more. With sad farewells we each began to settle back to war. But the question haunted every heart that lived that wondrous night. Whose family have I fixed within my sight? Was Christmas in the trenches and the frost so bitter hung? The frozen fields of France were warmed as songs of peace were sung. And the walls they'd kept between us to exact the work of war had been crumbled and were gone forevermore. Oh, my name is Francis Tolliver, in Liverpool I dwell. Each Christmas come since World War I, I've learned its lesson well, that the ones who call the shots won't be among the dead and laid. And on each end of the rifle we're the same. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight. Glory streams from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiance beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
If you know it, please sing along. Silent night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant and so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. I'll play one more song for you, and then we'll call it a night. But what a joy being here with you. Thanks to Jennifer and Joel and Tim and John and all the volunteers making this happen, not just tonight, but over the course of 51 years. Dave Humphreys, all the folks that had a hand in this earlier in the process, so grateful to all of them for keeping Two-Way Street Coffee House going. This is a very gentle and humble space, but it has a big footprint on the national music scene. People from all over North America and other parts of the world have stood right here and played music in this room. And it is a privilege to be here always, and especially to have a room like this so close to home. So thanks to all of you. Please give all the staff and volunteers a round of applause. Many, many thanks to Tsu-Tsen Wu, who's been playing with me. Give it up for her, yeah.
Love is but a song we sing, and feels the way we die. You can make the mountains rain, or make the angels cry. Oh, the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people, now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some will come and some will go, and we shall surely pass. When the one who left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people, now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. So if you hear the song we sing, then you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both, it's there at your command. Come on, people, now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people, now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people, now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now, right now.
Beautiful flag. Beautiful thing.
Would you like to hear one more? Spoiler alert, I told Joe already. So, and Joe's been here so many times, he knows that nobody gets out of the coffee house without an encore. So,
Thank you very much, John.
do you have one more?
Who am I to fly in the face of tradition? Let me throw my hair back to get that tousled look. Some of us are born with it. This is a song I seem to be favoring a few of my colleagues this evening, but I have always considered the work of folk singing to be more than being a songwriter and singing my own songs. There's so many amazing musicians in the world who have written so many amazing songs. And my buddy Bill knows exactly what I'm talking about, you know. It's a disservice not to sing their songs. You know, part of that fabric of community I was talking about that's been sustaining all of us is as a result of knowing each other's music. Bob Franke first put that idea in my head. I had already played a lot of covers, but he helped me understand how important it was that we play each other's songs as songwriters, that this is part of what builds the folk traditions. And so I always dedicate a portion of my shows to singing songs written by friends of mine, so that if you're not familiar with them, you can go online, you can look them up. This one was written by Maria Dunn, a wonderful songwriter from up in Edmonton, Alberta, where it gets dark at about 3 in the afternoon these days. But she's from way up north. But she wrote this song in the key of D. Based on the line that Tiny Tim utters toward the end of Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, God bless us, everyone. And that's the name of the song. So thanks again to Two-Way Street. Thanks to all of you for coming out. Thanks to those of you joining us through the eye in the sky. I hope you had a good evening. I am doing my official Midwinter's Night concert, my annual holiday concert, next Saturday night, the 18th of December. It will be broadcast live from 6 on the Square in Oxford, New York, a beautiful little performing arts center in Oxford, New York. You can go to my website to get more information on that, joejencks.com, joejencks.com. And please keep in touch. You can sign up for my newsletter online. And I always love to hear from people. If you have particular requests for upcoming broadcasts or upcoming concerts, let me know a little bit in advance, and I'll try and work them in. And thanks to all of you for being here. And thanks to Tsutsan once more. Thank you.
Time to count your blessings, though seemingly but few. Time to take a look at what's within and without you. For health is more than walking, and wealth much more than gold. But kindness overwhelming as a gentle hand to hold. God bless us, everyone, with the riches of the soul, and may hopelessness ne'er be the demon darkening our door. When the world is turning cold, and the sky more gray than blue, and the snow, it seems to lie heavy-heartedly on you. Remember when you see us, the hungry, lame, the weak, who would heal us, feed us, see us is the same one that you see. For joy is more than dancing, good cheer much more than wine, but love is all
as beholding hearts entwined. God bless us, everyone, with the riches of the soul, and may hopelessness ne'er be the demon darkening our door. When the world is feeling cold and the sky more gray than blue, and the snow it seems to lie heavy-heartedly on you, to the counting house of blessings may we often chance to stray, and in company together spend many's the night and day. God bless us, everyone, with the riches of the soul, and may hopelessness ne'er be the demon darkening our door. God bless us, everyone, with the riches of the soul, and may hopelessness ne'er be the demon darkening our door, and may hopelessness ne'er be the demon darkening our door. Happy holidays, everybody.
One more time.
Thanks, everybody. Safe travels.
Safe trip home, and we'll see you next Friday night.
Well, if you'd gotten on the right side of the platform, you'd be somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. No kidding. I'd have been in Dallas.
I saw his post and I said, be in New Mexico. Where are the other, you know where I met you? 6 strings? I don't remember where. First Crowder's ice cream. Oh, yes. Very interesting. Yes. Having root beer. Yep.
Oh, I don't want to bother you. I was just saw the, wow. See, it was 4 strings, but other people do is 6. Very unique, very pretty.
And I,
Thank you
I've
for showing
been
your.
here 5 times if I've been here once. First time we were back here. That came up? Yeah. Last time we found him. Thank you. Been on my list for a while. Okay, nice. He's a great songwriter. Totally worth it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this guy's one of them. Hey, man. Thank you, brother. Well done. Well done. All right. Thank you. Let me run. Get the car around the right side. prove it. No. I just found it. Could resist. Huh? Thank you for coming. Yeah. I mean, how do I know whether it's considered an your instrument is off? I love that. That's so cool. I know. I can see how you can walk the show. Yeah. No, I totally want to jam on that thing. Can I help you? Thanks for coming. You can, or if you guys want to scoot and get home, I'll be a bit behind you. Yeah. Thanks for coming.